Well, it's safe to say that Bray Wyatt's return has been a bit of a bust so far, and the reason is very simple. His wrestling hasn't been up to par with his character and gimmick presentation. And the reason behind that is because WWE Creative has been focusing on the most unimportant thing when it comes to Bray Wyatt. And if you've watched me over the years, you know that I'm a big proponent, I'm a big fan of character presentation, of gimmicks, of having the superstars go out there and give out promos that really let us delve into their character and into whatever storyline they are in. And there is nobody better at that currently on the roster, perhaps, than Bray Wyatt. He's been proving that ever since he debuted all the way back in mid-2013, I believe. He debuted on the main roster mid-2013, mid-2014, one of those 2 years. But WWE has not been getting his in-ring presentation right. And the reason behind that is because they've been focusing way too much on his gimmick and on his character and on theatrics when it comes to when the bell rings. And that's the biggest issue with it. Because it took about 3 to 4 months for Bray Wyatt to finally get in the ring. He made his return to the WWE back in October, I believe, at Extreme Rules. Epic return. The pop he got when we finally saw his face, that was pretty amazing. And then he just wasn't wrestling. He was just going out there, putting out some great promos. He's always been able to work the crowd. He's always been able to entice people with his words, with how he speaks, with how he handles himself. That's not out of the question. But then they give us this crappy pitch black Mountain Dew match at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And it's got neon glow sticks, the lighting, and the theatrics involved in it. It just didn't work. It took me out of the pay-per-view completely for a while, and I didn't get back into it until like halfway through the Women's Rumble match. So as far as WWE Creative, what they have to do is just do the Undertaker approach. And I know for a fact, especially since last Monday's, not this Monday's, the Monday Raw Starty segment where The Undertaker pretty much passed the torch to Bray Wyatt in the middle of the ring, I know for a fact that they're trying to make Bray Wyatt the next version of what they need in that character, in that theatrics, in that aura, in that legendary persona that they need sometimes, that larger-than-life persona that they need every single week on WWE television. I know for a fact that they're trying to do that. But even in the 20-plus years of The Undertaker's career, when he got in the ring, one-on-one, triple threat, fatal four-way tag team match, multi-man match, it didn't matter. When he got in the ring, he straight up wrestled. That was it. No dumbass lighting. Nothing. And like I said, this is not the first time we've seen this kind of lighting in it. Back when he was a Fiend, he was wrestling with some dimmed lighting or some other colored lighting. That's idiotic. That's it. I get it. You're trying to present to us a character in Bray Wyatt. But here's the thing. When it comes to in-ring wrestling, when it comes to when the bell rings, we just want to see these guys fight. We just want to see these guys wrestle. And this is a live performance. It's very, very hard to pull this off when the bell rings during a wrestling match, to pull these kind of theatrics off when the bell rings. It's very, very hard, very, very difficult in a live setting. So why the hell are you doing this, WWE Creative? I love the presentation of Bray Wyatt. I love the character. He's got everything you want, everything you need. Just fix his wrestling matches. That's it. Straight up wrestling. That's all we need. Sure, every once in a while, lights go out, he disappears. Fine, I'm fine with that. That's very simple. That could be pulled off very, very easily. But this whole idea that the lighting goes dark, he's got paintings all over his body, that neon to reflect the lighting. At some point, we cut away from Bray Wyatt into the wrestler that he's facing, and in Sunday's case, it was LA Knight. Yeah. And then we return back to Bray Wyatt, and he's wearing a mask. Okay. Who gives a shit about that during a wrestling match? I mean, we even got that at last year's WrestleMania when Alexa Bliss made herself present during his match with Randy Orton. And it was bullshit back then, so why the hell do we keep doing that? And Bray Wyatt can wrestle. He can wrestle. I know that for a fact because he's been a part of the main roster of WWE on and off for the past 9-10 years plus. So why not give the guy an actual chance to perform the best way he can in the ring and then leave all his theatrics, leave all his fantastic promos for SmackDown or for the pay-per-views just in itself. That's it. That's all you have to do. That's a very simple solution to the Bray Wyatt character. Because otherwise, you're going to ruin him. Otherwise, you're not going to let fans take him seriously. Otherwise, the exact same thing that happened during that Hell in a Cell match in 2019 against Seth frickin' Rollins will happen again. Both of those wrestlers were over as hell. And guess what? The crowd booed them back then because of all the overbooking that WWE was doing at the time, and they're still doing it to this day. So what the hell? Change that. But again, this is just a rant from me. My simple opinion. WWE obviously doesn't have to listen to me. They run a multi-million-dollar business. So, this is just my opinion, my 2 cents on the situation. That is it. If you agree with me, if you have a different perspective on how they've handled Bray Wyatt's character since his return, on the match this past Sunday at the pay-per-view, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. I'm Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and let's get ready, let's get geared up for Friday Night SmackDown, Rampage, and the weekend ahead of us. I'll see you next time.